Hello and welcome to our 120 world in our cozy bamboo jungle. We recently have made an entire fishing village. We've got all of these little fishing docks and spots for our boats to go off on all of our adventures. And we've got our shepherds on this end watching over all of the sheep that we put inside our wolf farm lighthouse. Today, I want to work on building up a cozy little house for some of the animals that we recently added into our area. And those animals would be these guys. On a live stream, we brought over 2 of our camels. We have one that's unnamed and one that we named Bob. Bringing these guys over through the nether was the most chaotic thing I have ever experienced. I will insert a clip here so you can see just how chaotic Bob is. Issues with short ceiling, so yeah, some issues. Yeah, the ceiling was a little Mother of Minecraft! Oh my gosh! Yeah. I was not having a good time moving Bob, but they're finally here, and then we bred them. Oh, you just grew just before our very eyes, but we bred them up and got this little one. So we've got our camel Bob, but we do need 2 new names for our other 2 camels, so let me know in the comments what our other 2 camels should be named. Now, as far as where we're going to build these guys a house, I was thinking I do kind of want to put it over by where we have our panda sanctuary, as I think it would be cool if we started having more of our animals coming down this side of the path. If I zoom out in free cam, we've got our pandas in here, our bees are in here, we've got our pink sheep, Momo, in there, and then we've got our cows, sheep, and some of our llamas in here, and of course, our cows in the cow farm. So to me, I thought it would make sense to bring more of our animals over here, and I'm kind of thinking this spot right in here could be the perfect spot to add our little camel sanctuary. I think this is going to be a good section, and then we do have space to add another little animal enclosure over here too. But I'm thinking that we kind of just cover over all of our lava, make this area finally look nice since I don't need obsidian anymore. On our recent long play, we also made this path, this bridge, and planted all of these beautiful pitcher pods and torch flowers. And I love this so much. I think this is so pretty. But as far as our color palette, I think what I want to do is use some nether wood, but I don't have a lot. I literally don't have any, but I want to use the warped fungus. I also want to use acacia, but I don't even think I ever made a chest for acacia, so it looks like we're gonna have to find some acacia and grow a bunch of that. We're also going to be using a ton of sand and sandstone. We're going to be using a lot of bricks because I do want to have a bunch of these decorative pots around our area. I think just having these super decorated and pretty is going to look really nice in our area, so we'll have a bunch of these as well. I also want to use a fair amount of these lightning rods. I think some of these for some fences mixed in with some of the acacia wood would look really cool together. So we'll have to smelt up a whole lot of this to get exactly what we need here. And I do want to use a ton of torch flowers, so I am going to come out here and we're actually going to harvest these torch flowers and replant them because I need lots of them. And that is kind of the color palette decoration vibes that we're going for. So we're just going to go collect up a bunch of acacia, warped wood, torch flowers, and a bunch of decorative pots and start clearing out the area once we get all our resources collected. All right, we got the building blocks that we're going to be using to build our little camel sanctuary. So let's go clear out the space and get building this for them, shall we? All right, we've got the basic shape all completed, and now it is time to build it up in our color palette. So we are going to be using the stripped acacia and the stripped warped in our build. So let's grab at least a stack of each to start, and let's go ahead and get these all stripped up. Now we can start building this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this side here, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So on these edges of our 9 is where we're going to build up with our acacia. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with all of our acacia down, we're going to be putting some of this warped in this middle section here. And we're going to do this on all the sides. And in between here, we're going to have a bunch of the sandstone. So we're just going to get that all placed in here. And now we build up diagonally. So we're going to use these as some filler blocks and go up by 2 here as well. And same on this side with the sandstone. And then we are going to also diagonally build up 2 and then go diagonally again, build up 2. And we're going to basically repeat this all the way around with the blue coming in, the orange coming in, and then we'll just fill in the in-betweens with a bunch of sandstone. So let's get this placed, shall we? And with the progress update, we've got some more of the decorations and we've got the hanging signs, we've got the lightning rods and the fence posts to kind of be a little gate barrier so our camels can't get through. I learned that they need at least 3 wide and 3 tall in order to move through things. So this little decorative gate should keep them from getting out, except for the babies. That might be the only issue we run into, but that will be a future red problem. But the inside is looking so cool. I love having these trapdoors of acacia and warped as well. I think it adds so much. We've also got our more open concept fencing for the sides, and I think it's really cool. So next I want to move on to grabbing some of the lighting. So we're going to use these regular lanterns. We're also going to use some of the soul lanterns. So I'm going to just get to work getting some of these lanterns all set up. Progress update. We've got all of the potted torch flowers and the lanterns on the side, and this is looking so pretty. I'm in love with this. All of the little color pops of yellow just makes this look so cool. And I would just like to mention that I am fully aware that me building this little camel sanctuary in this style is definitely not in line with our iconic Japanese-inspired builds, but honestly, when I'm looking at what we made for our pandas, the pandas to me more fit the Japanese-inspired vibe, so it made sense for me to make them a house for that. However, with the camel's enclosure, I wanted to use a lot of sand and sandstone, and I really liked how acacia and the warped looked with it, so even though, you know, it kind of sticks out a little bit more because it doesn't fit the exact vibe of the area, I love having this in our area. I'm just so happy with it. I think it's beautiful, it's cozy, it's exactly what I envisioned, so I am very happy with it. Now, the next thing we're gonna start working on is the interior, so I'm just grabbing some buttons and pressure plates because I kind of want to just have little pebbles scattered around, and the pressure plates just add a little something as well, so we're just gonna kind of scatter these around like there's rocks in the enclosure like you'd find in the desert itself. So we've just got some of these scattered about. The other thing I want to do is make sure our camels have a source of water. So we're just going to kind of dig down a little bit of an oasis for them. All right, I just added the tops here on all three sides. The next thing I want to do is try my hand at doing some sort of a palm tree. I think it would be just really nice if our camels could have a little bit of shade inside their little sanctuary they have here. So let's just build this up. I've never tried a palm tree before, so if it doesn't look the best, be kind to me. All right, we've got our little tree, and I like it. It's nothing too big. I didn't want it to overtake this area, so I just wanted to fit nicely inside here, and I really like this. Once the cocoa beans grow, we'll be able to have something that looks a little bit more like coconuts. But I think that is a perfectly cute little palm tree for our little camel friends. And since we've got the palm tree in, I think it's time to bring our friends over. So let's grab all of their leads, stick them back on the leads, and we have our friend Bob, who we can actually ride Bob. Hopefully I'll fit with Bob on this bridge. We will find out. Ow. And it is time to bring our little camel friends over to their new little sanctuary. I cannot wait to have our little friends finally in there, but let's just make our way over. All right, fellas, here we are. See, I can get one through. That works. Okay, so let's hop off Bob here. Yes, good job, Bob. You made it. All right, come on in, guys. There we go. You are home in your new area, and I'm so happy about this. All right, let's put this back really quick so they don't try to escape on us. And there we go, our camels are officially in their little sanctuary, and they are just chilling as it is nighttime right now. I think this is adorable. I'm so glad that they like this. I hope that they enjoy it. Now, to walk you guys through what I added, we have a pond over here that is full of water, and over here, I added a sort of dried up pond with a little bit of water, a little bit of life, but mostly some dried dirt, and we have some dead bushes and things. But we've got a dry pond and then a little actual oasis with some water for them. I think this is beautiful, and this is actually my first ever camel sanctuary, and I think it's beautiful. It has so much life and color, and it just pops so well, and you have the tree in it. I think this is wonderful. And in the morning, it looks beautiful with the sun. I love this so much. Now that we have our camels safely inside their little sanctuary, I want to work on the exterior and and the path leading up to here, so we're just gonna add a bunch of sand. I did think about adding cactus in with them, but ironically, even though they eat cactus to breed, they also can get hurt and even die on cactus. So I'm not putting cactus in with them, but I am going to just have a few of them kind of sprinkled on the exterior here for some decorations because it does fit the vibe. However, I do want them to live, so I'm not risking it with them accidentally hurting themselves on it. So I'm just gonna add a bunch of sand around here. We'll add in some stairs, some slabs, and get this area looking nice. And then I'll bring you guys back in and walk you through what our pathway looks like when I'm all done. Now, since we're not going to be putting any of the cactuses inside with our camels, I had the idea to use some green dyed wool and some stone buttons to kind of represent our little cactus plants. We'll kind of make our own just so that they can have some of those green cactus vibes without, you know, hurting themselves or, well, dying. Now our dye chest is empty, but I do have some cactus in my inventory, so we'll smelt that up really quick. Then we'll make a bunch of stone buttons really quick. And now we can start grabbing some of the green dye, and we can find some nice spots to add our little makeshift cactuses. I think this will be kind of fun to have some fake cactus just to protect our camels, and I want to use these pink candles like those cactus flowers. And, you know, it's not exactly what I would imagine a cactus to be, but, you know, when you have limited resources in Minecraft for those spikes, it just works. Oh my gosh, this camel's in my body. Hi, buddy. Hello. And let's just make one more over here. We'll add the flowers at the top, and let's add one over in the back corner here as well. I think this will be good to just have one in the back corner so that we have some pops of pink scattered around. And I think we have some camel-proof cactuses, as good as we can get them, and hopefully they don't mind they're not actually real cactuses. And as for our path leading up to our camels, this is what I decided to go with. We've just got some cactuses lining the sides with some lanterns, and I think it's simple, but it really works for this little area, and it definitely lets you know that there are camels up here because of all of the cactuses, and I think this is great. It's a very easy path to get up and down, and I'm a big fan. But on that note, now that we have the camel sanctuary completed and we have our camels inside, that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to leave some name suggestions for our other two camels, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone!